News on BBC World News.
Hey, that's the bell ringing on Wall Street right now, and yep, that means the US markets are open. And of course, we are live across the globe. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend, but it's now time. It's time for the money news that matters. I'm Aaron Heselhurst, and this is Talking Business. Hey, let's take a look at the top story. Tech giant Huawei has been granted a last-minute reprieve, and a ban on doing business with the US, set for today, has been delayed for another 90 days. Yep, this certainly contradicts what President Trump said just yesterday, that he doesn't want to do business with the company because of national security concerns. Hey, we're going to be hearing from this tech expert right here who says these extensions are a way to protect the US economy and those who rely on Huawei while still being able to save face internationally. Hey, also on the program, the British government downplays the findings of a leaked no-deal Brexit document as scaremongering after it warns of chaos at borders and shortages of food and fuel. Hey, as always, every day we're going to bring you all the action, looking a lot better on the global markets. And dreaming the day away, yeah. Sometimes it can feel like that after hours looking at a computer screen. Are we always making the best use of our time? Well, technology, it can be a solution to boost productivity, but is tracking our time bordering on Big Brother? Hey, good morning, America, evening, Asia. Hello, well, welcome to the program. As I said, hope you had a fabulous weekend. Another week begins, and I tell you what, a ban on the tech giant Huawei doing business in the US will now be delayed by 90 days. Yeah, the US Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross told Fox News just a couple of hours ago that the scheduled ban will, in fact, only come into force now 3 months down the road. This contradicts, as I mentioned, what President Trump said just on Sunday, yesterday, that he does not want to do business at all with Huawei. America announced that ban on the Chinese tech giant over national security concerns, saying the company could be listening in on behalf of China, but Huawei has always denied that. The Chinese firm currently has 50 commercial 5G contracts, 2/3 of the 5G networks outside of China, so other countries are doing business with Huawei. But handset sales, they are expected to be hammered, to fall by 40 to 60 million. That's this year. And that's because other US companies were told that they can't have anything to do with Huawei. It includes Google, which of course provides the Android operating system for those smartphones. Okay, pop up, pop it down. There we go, it's gone. Stephanie Hare, independent tech expert and a very familiar face, joins us. Steph, always good to see you. I'm a bit confused. Listen, I want to ask you this. If this all started under the concerns of national security, this is the second extension, right? Aren't we talking about? Yeah, the second extension Huawei's received. If national security was a big concern, why are they playing with it?
Well, it's interesting. So we saw this extension, the first ban, if you will, the putting of Huawei on the US Commerce Department's entity list was in May. So we've had our 90 days. And then today they've announced that they're going to extend for a further 90 days, which coincides with financial quarters, of course. So this will help the US suppliers to Huawei to keep selling. They've been lobbying the president quite heavily on that, saying, look, you're really going to hurt our bottom line. This has nothing to do with us. And President Trump cannot be seen to be hurting US jobs or the economy right now. He also needs to seem like he's tough on national security so he doesn't look ridiculous with his really strong stance. So that's what explains his position last night, where he said things like, I don't want to do business at all with Huawei, it's a national security threat. He's talking to a really specific audience when he makes that point, and a totally different audience when he does the extension. So it's not as
He's
crazy.
picking his language.
It's not as crazy as it sounds, and it's all part of the piece, which is he needs to nail a US-China trade deal before he seeks re-election in 2020.
Can I ask you this? The funny thing, we keep talking about national security, and this all cropped up over Huawei's 5G, right, infrastructure, which what these bans were supposed to target, that 5G. We see Huawei still doing some pretty good business around the world on 5G, but actually what this ban is going to do is hammer its Huawei smartphone business when the smartphones weren't a problem in the first place.
Yeah, but what it does, if you look at Huawei holistically, it will slow that company down. That's the goal, I think, of the United States, is to sort of hurt it financially through its smartphone business, slow the company down a little bit overall, raise concerns, meanwhile, with the US allies around the world of having to choose between China and the United States. So we see that here in the United Kingdom. The government here continues to delay and postpone its decision about whether to allow Huawei into the 5G network. That's all part of a much bigger strategy than simply targeting smartphones or even mentioning 5G at all, or even the trade deal. It's all part of a piece.
We've got about 30 seconds left, so can I just ask you this? The whole idea was for the ban was for US companies, they couldn't sell chips and components to Huawei. So can those US companies eventually find other clients around the world? And can Huawei find the technology it buys from America elsewhere?
I mean, the word eventually in your question is doing quite a lot of heavy lifting there. Okay. So yes, but it could be very bumpy. If we don't get resolution on this soon, eventually it's going to start to bite. It actually already is, just in ways we haven't discussed yet.
Okay.
Next time.
Steph, always a pleasure, my friend. We'll talk to you soon. Stephanie Hare joining us there. Okay, hey, let's talk about this, the American economy.